Namaskaraha. Start. Detam madavaranindravadhanam madhagadheya kritim shundadanda suchalanena jagatam mayantarayamayan vidravya pranati prasanna hridayo yonuktaeva svayam rakshatyanvahamatmanoti virudam vaidyesha putrabhitham. Vaanara-chataka-dampati-katha. We saw this yesterday. So there was a shami vriksha in a certain forest. Tasya lambamana-shakhayam kritavasau aranya-chataka-dampati vasatasma. There was a sparrow couple that lived on this shami vriksha. Athakadachittayo sukha-samsthayor hemantamekho mandam mandam varishitumarabthaha. Atrantare kaschid shakhamrigo vatasara samahataha udbhushita shariro dantaveenam vadayan vyomasanskrit-chamimulamasatyopavishtaha. Athatam tadrisham avalokya chataka praha. So on a certain very cold day, a Vanara came under the shami vriksha for shelter. Chataka tampraha hastapada samayukto drishyase purushakritihi Sheetena bhidyase mudha katham na purushe griham. So why don't you build a house for yourself? You seem to be more than capable for it. So said the female sparrow. Etat shrutva tam vanaras sakopamaha adhame kasmannatvam maunavrata bhavasi aho dharshyamasyaha adya mam upahasati. This Chataka was so arrogant, and what kind of audacity she must have to tease me. Suchi mukhi durachara randa panditavadini nashankate prajalpanti tatkimenam nahanyam. So without fear, she thinks she can come and advise me. Why don't I just kill her and finish her off? Evam pralapya tamaha mukhe kim mama chintaya tava prayojanam. So what is it that you are going to get by worrying about me? Vachyam shraddha sametasya pruchhatascha visheshataha proktam shraddha vihinasya aranya ruditopamam. Shraddha sametasya visheshataha pruchhataha cha vachyam. So to whom do we give some advice? It is only to be given to somebody who is open for advice. Shraddha yuktasya shraddha sametasya vachyam athava apicha visheshataha pruchhataha vachyam. Moreover, especially, it is to be told only to the person who is asking for our advice. Shraddha vihinasya proktam aranya ruditopamam bhavati. So that which is told, a suggestion, an advice that is offered to somebody who does not have shraddha, it is the same as crying in wilderness. Nobody will listen to you. Crying in the middle of a forest is of no use. The same way is shraddha vihinasya yat uchyate. Tatkim bahuna tavadidanim anubhava nijasya dharshtyasya phalam ityuktva yatkulaya sthitaya taya bhihitaha satavattam shamima ruhya tasyastam kulayam shatadha khandasho karot atoham bravimi. So kim bahuna. So what more to say? So now you have to experience the results of your action, results of your arrogance. Nijasya dharshtyasya. Dharshtyam is drishtata. Okay? So somebody who is a drishta, somebody who is arrogant, his bhava, dharshtyam. Tasya phalam bhungshva anubhava ityuktva yatkulaya sthitaya taya bhihitaha. So the nest on which she stayed and spoke to him, on the very same nest, he climbed upon the tree and destroyed the very same nest by tearing it apart into 100 pieces. That is why I am saying Upadesho nadatavyaha. So says Karataka. Tan murkha shikshapitopi nashikshitasvam athava nate doshosti yataha sadhoho shiksha gunaya sampadyate na asadho. Karataka now says that even when repeatedly advised, you have not learned one thing even now. And I cannot even say it is your fault, because shiksha makes a change only in case of a sadhu. Where it is capable of producing change, that is where shiksha will add value. That's all. Shiksha cannot change. That is something very, very fundamental to a man's being. That is a fine point that Panchatantra makes. It says that it comes from a place where it understands that we are all not blank slates. We all are something already. Education is a process where the best of what is already there can be brought out. That's all. But what is already there is problematic. Then nothing, Shiksha cannot do anything there. That is what it says. Sadhoho Shiksha Gunaya Sampadyate, na asadhoho. So there is no use of Shiksha to an asadhu. Kim karotkeva pandityam asthane viniyojitam andhakara pratichhanne ghate deepa ivahita. So he makes another point and he says, moreover, see, you have not learned a thing, I can be sure now, and you are an asadhu, I have judged that as well. Also, even if you have some pandityam as you claim, okay, you have learned something, no doubt, but then that is asthana viniyojita panditya. That is a panditya, that is scholarship, which is finally empty. It is vyartha panditya because you do not know how to make use of that panditya, that you have not learned. And so your panditya will go waste like the light of a lamp placed inside a dark pot will go waste. Andhakara pratichanne ghate ahitaha sthapitaha deepaha iva pandityam asthane viniyojitam kimapi kartum na shakyate, kimapi kartum na shaknoti. It cannot do anything, it cannot bring good results. Tad vyartha pandityam asritya mama vachanam asrinvannatmano hanimapi na vedsi tannunam apajatastu. So taking recourse to vyartha panditya and not paying heed to my words, you have not even understood that you have inflicted harm upon yourself. Okay, tannunam apajatastvam. Definitely you are a nicha. Okay, you are a son who is of no use. Your birth itself is of no use. And he says he classifies putra into 4 types. We saw this. And who is a jata? Matritulya gunaha, anujataha, pitussamaha, atijataha, tasmad adhikaha. So somebody who surpasses the qualities of his pita is atijata and apajata is adhamadha. Apyatmano vinasham ganayati nakhalaf paravyasana hrishtaha prayo mastakanashe samaramukhe nrityati kabandhaha. So the joy that you can see in the battlefield that is experienced by a kabandha, just by the trunk without the head. So the headless trunk continues to dance for a while. It is finally dying, but still it dances. Why? Because it has inflicted some harm upon the others and it is enjoying that. That is how the Kavi, who is describing the situation, says is the state of a kabandha. Evameva khalaha api atmanaha vinasham aganaya. Yeah, so without even paying heed to one's the harm that has been inflicted upon oneself, khalaha paravyasane rishtaha bhavati. So he is very happy with somebody else's distress. Aho sadhvidam uchyate dharma buddhi kubuddhischa dvavetau viditau mama putrena vyartha pandityat pita dhumena ghatitaha. So I know of 2 friends, dharma buddhi and kubuddhi, papa buddhi, and vyartha pandityat putrena pita dhumena ghatitaha. So a pita was killed by a putra because of his vyartha panditya, because of his scholarship that was absolutely of no use. Damanaka asks and Karataka narrates the story of Dharma Buddhi and Papa Buddhi. We were halfway through this, so atha kadachit Papa Buddhina chintitam aham tavan murkho daridryopetascha yenam Dharma Buddhi madaya deshantaram gatva asya ashrayena arthoparjanam kritva yenam api vanchayitva sukhi bhavami. So I am a dullard and I am good for nothing and all moreover poverty stricken. So let me make use of the skills of this Dharma Buddhi and taking him to be my ashraya, making him to be my ashraya. I will go out, go to a foreign land, earn a lot of money, and then finally I shall deceive him and take his money as well. So he plans. Athanyasmin nahani papa buddhir dharma buddhim praha vardhaka bhave kim tum atma cheshtitam smarasi deshantaram adrishtva kan shunyanasya vartam kathayishyasi. So he starts telling Dharma Buddhi about the necessity for exploration. What will you do in your old age? What will you think of your own great achievements to be? And what story will you narrate to your children? Deshantareshu bahuvidha bhasha veshadi yena nagyatam bhramata dharani pithe tasya phalam janmano vyartham So the one who is born on this earth and does not explore different places and gets to know different languages, culture, veshabhushadi, tasya janmanaha phalam vyartham, he has wasted away his life. So the very purpose of his birth is gone. Vidya vittam shilpam tavannapnoti manavas samyak yavad brajati na bhumo deshat deshantaram rishtaha. So all this he will not obtain properly in the complete fashion unless and until he goes to different places and acquires these skills from different places and different people. Athatasya tadvachanamakaranya prahrittamanastenaiva sah gurujananujñātah shubhe harideshantaram prasthitah tatra cha dharma buddhi prabhavena bhramata papa buddhina prabhutataram vittam asaditam tatascha tau dvavapi prabhutoparjita dravyo prahrishto swagraham pratyautsukena prasthitau. So they came back, they earned a lot of money and they started back towards home. Prapta vidyarthi shilpanam visas atha swasthana samipavartina papa buddhina dharma buddhi abhihitah. Then dharma buddhi, papa buddhi tells dharma buddhi that we don't have to take this whole whole bunch of money that we have earned home. Why? Kutumbino bandhavascha prarthayishyante, because people, relatives and our family, friends around us won't keep quiet. They'll keep asking for money. Tadatraiva vanagahane tva vibhumo nikshipya kinchin matra madaya graham pravishamah. So let us just take a portion of this and go home. Bhuyopi prayojane sanjate. So once a requirement arises, tanmatram sametya asmat sthana neshyavah. So just taking the portion for which there is a requirement, that alone we shall take and we shall go home. Navittam darshayet pragnya kasyachit swalpamapyahu munerapi yatastasya darshanat chalate manah. Because it is rightly mentioned in Dharma Buddhe that one is not supposed to disclose even a small amount of money. One is not supposed to show it out to other people and say that, you see, I have this much of money or I have this very little money. No, you just don't talk about your money at all. Why? Yataha tasya darshanati munehe api manaha chalate. Because even the mind of a muni will be disturbed. Some kind of a chalana will come in his mind and he might want to take away that money. So it can happen even to munis. What to talk of normal people? I think we stop here. Yathamisham jale matsyair bhakshyate shvapadair bhuvi आकाशे पक्षिभिश्चैव तथा सर्वत्र वित्तवान् यथामिषं जले मत्स्यैर्भक्ष्यते श्वापदैर्भुवि आकाशे पक्षिभिश्चैव तथा सर्वत्र वित्तवान् यथा आमिषं जले मत्स्यैः भक्ष्यते श्वापदैः भुवि आकाशे पक्षिभिः च एव Tatha sarvatra vittavan. So amisham is meat, flesh, piece of flesh. Yatha jale matsyaihi bhuvi shwapadaihi akashe pakshibhihi bhakshyate. So just the way flesh is consumed by fishes in water, jale matsyaihi amisham bhakshyate. Bhuvi shwapadaihi amisham bhakshyate. Bhuvi, on the land, the terrestrial surface, wild beings, carnivorous creatures feed on the flesh. Akashe pakshibhihi. So, and in the akasha, there are meat-eating birds. They will feed upon this flesh. Tatha sarvatra vittavan. So, just in the same way, vittavan bhakshyate. So, a person who has a lot of money, his wealth is fed upon by people around him. Okay? Sarvatra. So, everywhere. So a person with a lot of money should always be cautious because the money that he has is fed upon like amisha, just the way amisha is fed upon by fishes in water, by carnivorous animals on the land and the birds in the sky. The money that stays in the hands of Vittavan, people are always having an eye on it, ready to take it away. Tadakarnya dharma buddhiraha bhadra evam kriyatam. Tathanusthite dvavapi tau swagriham gatva sukhena samsthitavantau. Athanyasmin nahani papa buddhir nishithe atavyam gatva tat sarvam vittam samadaya gartam purayitva swabhavanam jagama. Athanye dyur dharma buddhim sametya provacha. सखे बहुकुटुम्बा वयं वित्ताभावात् सीदामः तद्गत्वा तत्र स्थाने किञ्चिन्मात्रं धनम् आनयावः सोऽब्रवीत् भद्र एवं क्रियताम् तत् आकर्ण्य धर्मबुद्धिः आह भद्र एवं क्रियताम् तथा अनुष्ठिते द्वौ अपि तौ स्वगृहं गत्वा सुखेन संस्थितवन्तौ अथ अन्यस्मिन् अहनि पापबुद्धिः निशीथे अटव्यां गत्वा तत्सर्वं वित्तं समादाय गर्तं पूरयित्वा स्वभवनं जगाम अथ अन्येद्युः धर्मबुद्धिं समेत्य प्रोवाच सखे बहुकुटुम्बाः वयं वित्त अभावात् सीदामः तत् गत्वा तत्र स्थाने किञ्चित् मात्रं धनम् आनयावः सः अब्रवीत् भद्र एवं क्रियताम्. So listening to this advice of Papa Buddhi, Bhadra evam kriyatam iti dharma buddhihi uktama. So dharma buddhi agrees to Papa Buddhi's plan. Tathanusthite. So once that has been done, dvau apitau, both of those dharma buddhi and Papa Buddhi, swagriham gatva, having gone to their individual homes, sukhena samsthitavan, they happily stayed for a while. Athanyasmin nahani, and on one day, Papa Buddhi nishithe, in the midnight. Okay, nishitha refers to midnight. Madhyaratra vela. Nishithe atavyam gatva, having gone to the forest, tat sarvam vittam samadaya. So he takes all the vitta that has been placed there, right? That has been safely put there, taking all that vitta, gartam purayitva, and also filling the pit that they had already dug. He digs it out, takes the money, and then fills back the pit. Gartam purayitva, so bhavanam jagama, goes back to his house. Atha anyedyuhu, then the next day, dharma buddhim sametya. So he goes to dharma buddhi and says, Sakhe bahukutumbaha vayam. So we are people with large families. Vitta bhavat sidamaha, and we are having to face difficult times because we don't have money. So the money that we got last time seemed is over for me, and I am assuming, or I know for a fact, that you would also spend all the money. Tadgatva tatra sthane. So let us go to that place. Kinchin matram dhanam anayava. So just let us bring back a little money that is needed. Saha abravit bhadra evam kriyatam. So dharma buddhi agrees again. अथद्वावपि गत्वा तत्स्थानं यावत् खनतस्तावद् रिक्तं भाण्डं दृष्टवन्तौ अत्रान्तरे पापबुद्धिः शिरस्ताडयन् प्रोवाच भो धर्मबुद्धे त्वया हृतमेतद्धनं नान्येन यतो भूयोऽपि गर्तापूरणं कृतं तत् प्रयच्छ मे तस्यार्थम् अन्यथाहं राजकुले निवेदयिष्यामि स आह भो दुरात्मन् मय्यं वद धर्मबुद्धिः खल्वहं नैतच्चौरकर्म करोमि उक्तञ्च अथ द्वौ अपि गत्वा तत्स्थानं यावत् खनतः तावत् रिक्तं भाण्डं दृष्टवन्तौ अत्र अन्तरे पापबुद्धिः शिरस्ताडयन् शिरः ताडयन् प्रोवाच भो धर्मबुद्धे त्वया हृतं एतत् धनं न अन्येन यतः भूयः अपि गर्त आपूरणं कृतं तत् प्रयच्छ मे तस्य अर्थम् अन्यथा अहं राजकुले निवेदयिष्यामि सः आह भो दुरात्मन् मा एवं वद धर्मबुद्धिः खलु अहं न एतत् चौरकर्म करोमि. Now these two tad sthanam gatva, they go to that place. Yavat khanatah, when they dig the place, tavat riktam bhandam drishtavantu. So they saw the place empty. Okay. Riktam bhandam drishtavantu atrantare. So meanwhile, Papa Buddhi, what did he do? Shiras tadayan provacha. So he beats his head with his hand and says, Ayyu, Bho dharma buddhe tvaya hritam etad dhanam. So I know for sure that this dhana has been stolen by you. Na anyena, not by anyone else. Why? Because bhuyopi garta apuranam kritam. Because you have filled back the pit as earlier it was. So it is only possible by a person who planned to do it. If he had encountered it by chance or somebody else, they wouldn't put the effort to fill back the pit again, right? So it is only you who already who would have expected me to arrive here. You have done this. Sa says, Ho Duratman, Mayevam Vada. You wicked fellow, don't tell me like that. I am Dharma Buddhi. And I am somebody who is living in accordance with what my name promises, right? Dharma Buddhi. I really have Dharma Buddhi. Naita Chaura Karma Karomi. So I will not get into this petty act of stealing. Uddancha. Matruvat Paradarani Paradravyani Loshtavat Atmavat Sarva Bhutani Vikshante Dharma Buddhayaha. Matruvat Paradarani Paradravyani Loshtavat Atmavat Sarva Bhutani Vikshante Dharma Buddhayaha. Matruvat Paradarani Paradravyani Loshtavat Atmavat Sarva Bhutani Vikshante Dharma Buddhayaha. So Dharma Buddhayaha Katham Vikshante. So how do they see? What is their worldview? How do they see people? Tesham drishtihi kidrishi bhavati chet paradarani matruvati vikshante. So these people look at others' wives like mother. Paradarani. Now this darani is an interesting usage here because usually dara shabda is a pullinga shabda and a nitya bahuvachana shabda. Again, it is not used in singular. Yeah, daraha, that is the usage. So when you talk about Saraswati, it is only you mention it as Padma Bhuvaha Daran Vande. There is a famous shloka. I think it goes like Vidya Kairava Kaumudim Shrutishiras Simanta Chintamanim Daran Padma Bhuvas Triloka Jananim Vande Giram Devatam or something. So Daran Padma Bhuvaha. So Padma Bhuvaha Daran Vande. So I go down to Saraswati, who is the wife of Brahma. You don't say Padma. So if you Padma Bhuvaha Bharyam Vande. So when you are going to use a normal word that is going to refer to the wife, you say Bharya. You say Dvitiya Ekavachana Bharyam Vande. But then the Dara Shabda, it is always used in Bahuvachana, even to denote a single person, like Apaha is a Nitya Bahuvachana Shabda. Yeah. So Daran, Daraha, Evameva, Upayogaha, Bhavati. But then this is a rare usage. Paradarani. And this is the famous shloka, which is in fact quoted as an udaharana for the usage of Dara Shabda in Napumsakalinga. So Paradarani Matruvati Dharma Buddhayaha Vikshante Paradravyani Loshtavat. And for them, the property that belongs to somebody else is like a lump of earth. That's all. It's just mud, clay, nothing else. Sarva Bhutani Atmavati Vikshante. And they look at everyone else like they do to themselves. That means what? The same standard that they apply to themselves, they will apply to others as well. Evam dvavapi vivadamanau dharmadhikarinam. Okay, I am sorry. It is loshtavat only, not loshta. It is loshtaha. Did I make a mistake? Loshta. Oh, I'm sorry. Here I have typed it as loshta. It is wrong. This is right. Loshta is right. So now Papa Buddhi has threatened that Rajakule Nivedayishyami. So I will take you to the Dharmadhikaris who are there in the royal administration. I'm going to take you to them. Evam dvavapi vivadamano dharmadhikarinam gatau. Prochatuscha parasparam dushayantau atha dharmadhikaranadhishthita purushayir divyarthe yavan niyojitau tavat papa buddhiraha ahona samyak drishtoyam nyayaha uttancha. Evam dvau api vivadamanau dharmadhikarinam gatau prochatuhu cha parasparam dushayantau atha dharmadhikaranadhishthita purushaihi दिव्यार्थे यावत् नियोजितौ तावत् पापबुद्धिः आह वो न सम्यक् दृष्टः अयं न्यायः द्वावपि विवादमानौ so quarreling like this they went to the dharmadhikari dharmadhikarinam gatau tatra gatva parasparam dushayantau prochatuhu and they spoke there amongst by blaming each other parasparam dushayantau prochatuhu where in front of the dharmadhikari then atha dharmadhikaranadhishthita purushaihi by people who were in charge of providing justice. Okay, there were a group of men there. Divyarthe yavat niyojito. So immediately they were asked to resort to divya. Now divya methodology is very popular, is popularly found in all our dharma shastras, where one is asked to seek the help of a devata in freeing oneself from, if one is an accused, so he is either asked to, let us say, things like, you hold a red hot iron ball and the person who speaks the truth, his hand is not burnt, and the person who is lying, actually he gets his hand burnt, and so on. So these kind of solutions, okay, they are called divya. Okay, there is jala divya, agni divya, different types of divya prayogas are there, and it is of course it is entirely dependent on the dharmadhikari who is present there. He is supposed to be very, very well read, and he is supposed to be filled with uttama gunas, so that he knows which one is the appropriate at which point in time what kind of divya can be resorted to. So this is completely dependent on the person who sits on that chair. Okay, so these people directly they were asked to go for divya, and immediately papa buddhihi aha, he says no, this is not proper nyaya. Na samyak drishtaha ayam nyayah. So this nyaya, this way of providing justice has not been rightly seen by you. It is not proper understanding at all. Why? Vivaden vishyate patram tadabhavepi sakshinah sakshya bhavat tato divyam pravadanti manishinah. Vivaden vishyate patram तदभावेपि साक्षिणः साक्ष्यभावात् ततो दिव्यं प्रवदन्ति मनीषिणः. विवादे अन्विष्यते पत्रं तद् अभावे अपि साक्षिणः साक्षि अभावात् ततः दिव्यं प्रवदन्ति मनीषिणः. So where there is a vivada here is not an argument in the sense it's a dispute. So where there is a dispute, in matters concerning dispute, vivade patram anvishyate. So the first thing that is asked for is a patra, is a document. Do you have a written proof? Do you have some kind of a document evidence? That is the first thing that is asked. Tadabhave sakshinaha anvishyante. So if that is not there, then one looks for sakshis. So was there somebody who can vouch for you? Tadrishaha sakshinaha anvishyante. Tesham abhavepi. So even when sakshis are also not there, only then one resorts to divya. Right? So divya is not like, you come, you do this. No. That is not nyaya. It is not to be done like that. It is resorted to as a final option where no one else can vouch for you and when there is no other proof that is available. Evam manishinaha pravadanti, evam buddhimantaha vadanti, evam nitignaha vadanti. The papa buddhi kathayati. So papa buddhi says this. So you just like that you come, you cannot tell me that you'll go for divya. So let us go. You cannot say that. I will not accept that. Papa buddhi says. Tadatra vishaye mama vriksha devataha sakshi bhutas tishthanti. Taha api avayo rekataram chauram sadhum va karishyanti. Atha tais sarvair abhihitam ho yuktam uttam bhavata uttancha. Tadatra Vishaye Mama Vrikshadevataha Sakshibhutaha Tishtanti. Atra Vishaye. And in this present matter, Mama Vrikshadevataha Sakshibhutaha Tishtanti. The deities of the forest, they are the witnesses. Taha Vrikshadevataha Avayoho Ekataram Chauram Sadhumva Karishyanti. So among the two of us, they will make one person Ekataram Chauram Sadhumva Karishyanti. So they shall certify either one of us as a Chaura or a Sadhu. So it is their job. So Sakshi is there. Why worry? Athatai sarvair abhihitam. So immediately the dharmadhikaris say, yeah, it is right. We agree to your reasoning. It is indeed correct. Bho yuktam uktam bhavata. Why is told antyajopi yada sakshi vivade samprajayate na tatra yujyate divyam kim punarvana devataha. Antyajopi yada sakshi vivade samprajayate na tatra yujyate divyam kim punarvana devataha. Yada antyajaha api yada sakshi vivade samprajayate na tatra yujyate divyam kim punaha vanadevataha. Yada vivade antyajaha api sakshi samprajayate. So somebody in the low somebody who is an antyaja, so the lowest in the social hierarchy, a shudra. Okay. Even when a shudra becomes a sakshi, okay, because I think there are so when there is a conflict between two witnesses, let us say between the words of a shudra and a vaishya, I think there is some order of preference there. Probably the words of a brahmana will be trusted when it is conflicting with the words of a shudra and so on. That is why they are saying that when a shudra is a sakshi, even when a shudra is a sakshi, one should not resort to divya. Yada antyajaha api sakshi samprajayate. In a disputed matter, when you have an available witness, he might even be a shudra, does not matter, but in his presence, when he is there, divyam na yujyate. One should not resort to the use of divya. Gimpunaha yatra vanadevataha. What can we say when swayam vanadevatas are a witness? Okay, there is nothing to say there. So what you are saying is right, Papabuddhi. Immediately they agreed. Tad asmakamapyatra vishaye mahat kautuhalam vartate. Pratyusha samaye yuvabhyamapyasmabhis saha tatra vanodeshe gantavyamiti. Etasmin nantare Papabuddhi swagriham gatva swajanakam uvacha. Tata prabhutoyam mayartho dharma buddhes choritaha sacha tava vachanena parinatim gacchati anyatha asmakam pranais saha yasyati. So tat asmakam api atra vishaye mahat kautuhalam vartate. Pratyusha samaye yuvabhyam api asmabhihi saha tatra vanodeshe gantavyam iti. Etasmin antare Papabuddhihi swagriham gatva swajanakam uvacha. Tata prabhutaha ayam maya arthaha dharma buddhehe choritaha saha cha tava vachanena parinatim gacchati anyatha asmakam pranaihi saha yasyati. So the dharmadhikaris say asmakamapyatra vishaye mahat kautuhalam vartate. So we are also very much interested, curious in knowing what will happen in this case. Okay? It's like a very famous case for the entire village is expecting the judgment from this case. So Swayam Vanadevatas are going to come and vouch for the sadhu and are going to declare the other person as a chora. Pratyusha samaye, so early in the morning, yuvabhyam api, by the both of you also, asmabhihi saha tatra vanodeshe gantavyam, you have to accompany us to that place in the forest early in the morning. So they say, and they go back to their respective homes. Etasmin antare, so meanwhile at night, Papa Buddhi swagriham gatva. Papa Buddhi goes back to his home, Swajanakam uvacha, and tells his father, Tata, Pitaha, Ayam prabhutaha arthaha maya dharma buddhehe choritaha. So I have stolen a lot of money from dharma buddhi. Sahaja arthaha, sahaja tacha dhanam. So that money which was stolen, which I just showed you, this money I have stolen from dharma buddhi, and this money tava vachanena parinatim gacchati. And just because of your word, the word that you are going to speak tomorrow is going to secure this money. It is going to keep this money safe. Anyatha, otherwise, asmakam pranais saha yasyati. Along with our pranas, the money also will go. So if you are interested in protecting the money, do something for me. Sa aha, vatsa, drutam vada, yena, prochya, tadravyam, sthiratam nayami. So, Papa Buddhiraha tata asti tad pradeshe mahashami. Tasyam mahat kotaram asti. Tatratvam sampratameva pravisha. Tataf prabhate yadaham satyashravanam karomi. Tada tvaya vachyam yat dharma buddhischaura iti. Saha aha. Vatsa drutam vada yena prochya tad dravyam sthiratam nayami. Papa Buddhihi आह तात अस्ति तत् प्रदेशे महाशमी तस्यां महत् कोटरम् अस्ति तत्र त्वं साम्प्रतं येव प्रविश ततः प्रभाते यदा अहं सत्यश्रावणं करोमि तदा त्वया वाच्यं यत् धर्मबुद्धिः चौरः इति. Immediately his father responds, like father, like son. He says, Drutam vada, please tell me quickly. Yena prochya. Saying saying those things, saying the same words, because he just said, Tava vachanena parinatim gacchati. So by your words it shall be secure. So he says, so I shall tell them. So I shall utter the words. What is it that you want me to utter? Yena prochya tad dravyam sthiratam nayami. So say, so that by making that statement, I will secure that dhana. Tad dravyam, tad dhanam, sthiratam nayami. I will secure it. I will stabilize it so that nothing will happen to it. Papa Buddhi immediately says, Father, tat pradeshe mahashami asti. So there is a big shami vriksha in the place. Tasyam mahat kotaram asti. So there is a big hole. Okay, there is a kotara in that tree. Okay, what you do? Tatra tvam sampratameva pravisha. Okay, so you have to enter its cavity. Okay, there is a huge cavity there, right? There is a huge place. So you can get into that place and stay there throughout the night. Prabhate yada aham satyashravanam karomi. So early in the morning when I will proclaim and I will speak the truth. So I will make other people listen to my version of the story. Tada tvaya vachyam. By then it is to be told by you that dharma buddhi is a thief. Dharma buddhi chauraha iti tvaya vachyam. It is to be told by you. That is what you have to do. तथानुष्ठिते प्रत्यूषे स्नात्वा पापबुद्धिः धर्मबुद्धिपुरस्सरः धर्माधिकरणकैः सह तां शमीम् अभ्येत्य तारस्वरेण प्रोवाच. Then having made these arrangements, pratyushe, early in the morning, snatva, having taken bath, papabuddhi, along with dharma buddhi purassaraha. So dharma buddhi, being led by dharma buddhi goes ahead and papa buddhi follows him. That's why papa buddhi dharma buddhi purassaraha vartade. Okay, so he is somebody who is having dharma buddhi ahead of him. Tadrisha papa buddhi dharmadhikaranais saha. Along with the dharmadhikaris, tam shamim abhyetya, reaching that shami vriksha, taraswarena provacha, with a loud voice he spoke. I think we have seen this verse elsewhere in the text. Aditya Chandra Vanilo Nalascha Dyaur Bhumirapo Hridayam Yamascha Ahascharatvischa Ubhecha Sandhye Dharmo Hijanati Narasya Vrittam. Aditya Chandra Vanilo Nalascha Dyaudbhumirapo Hridayam Yamascha Ahascharatrischa Ubhecha Santhe Dharmo Hijanati Anarasya Vrittam. Aditya Chandrau Anilaha Analaha Dyauhu Bhumihi Apaha Hridayam Yamaha Ahaha Ratrihi Ubhe Sandhye Dharmaha Cha Narasya Vrittim Janati. So all these people are aware of the activities of a human being, all the dealings that he does, the lies that he speaks, the truth that he utters, every activity of his is known by all these. Who, the sun, moon, Anilaha, Vayuhu, the wind, the fire, Dyauhu, sky, Bhumihi, Prithvi, then waters, Hridayam, one's own heart, Yama, and then day, night, Ubhe, Sandhye, both the Sandhya Velas, both the twilight times in the morning and the evening. So all these refer to the Devatas that are at the background of these physical objects, right? So physical objects or temporal objects. So there is a Devata behind each of these objects, right? So those Devatas are referred to here. All those Devatas are completely aware of man's dealings. Bhagavati Vanadevate Avayor Madhye Yas Chaura Tat Kathaya Atha Papa Buddhi Pita Shamikotarasthaf Provacha Bhoho Shrunuta Dharma Buddhina Hritameta Dhanam. Bhagavati Vanadevate Avayoho Madhye Yaha Chauraha Tat Kathaya Atha Papa Buddhi Pita Shamikotarasthaha Provacha Bhoho Shrunuta Dharma Buddhina Hritam Etat Dhanam. So he says, Bhagavati Vanadevate, Avayoho Madhye, among the two of us, Yaha Chauraha Tat Kathaya. Please tell who the thief is. Then Papa Buddhi Pita, Papa Buddhehe Pita, Shamikotarasthaha, who was inside the space that was available in the tree, he said, oh, please listen. Dharma Buddhina Hritam Etat Dhanam. So this dhana has been stolen by Dharma Buddhi only. Tadakarnya sarvete rajapurusha vismayotphulla lochana yavad dharma buddher vittaharanochitam vigraham shastra drishtyavalokhayanti tavad dharma buddhina tat shamikotaram vannibhojya dravyaih pariveshtya vannina sandhipitam atha jvalati tasmin shamikotare arthadagda sharira sphutitekshana karunam paridevayan papa buddhi pita nischakrama tataschatai sarvaih prishtaha bo idam. Tat akarnya sarve te rajapurushaha vismaya utphulla lochanaha yavat dharma buddhehe vittaharana uchitam nigraham shastra drishtya avalokayanti tavat dharma buddhina tat shamikotaram vannibhojya dravyaihi pariveshtya vannina sandhipitam atha jvalati Tasmin Shamikotare Ardhadagdha Shariraha Sputita Ikshanaha Karunam Paridevayan Papa Buddhi Pita Nishchakrama Tatahacha Taihi Saruvaihi Prishtaha Bho Kimidam. So listening to this, Te Sarve Rajapurushaha. So all those people that were the Dharmadhikaris who belonged to this section of the royal administration, Vismaya Utphulla Lochanaha, all their eyes are widened. Okay. And we, because of Ascharya, Vismayena Utphulla Lochanaha. Yavati Dharma Buddhehe Vittaharanochitam Nigraham Avalokayanti. So when they start discussing amongst themselves an appropriate punishment for Dharma Buddhi, Vittaharana Uchitam Nigraham. So a punishment that is appropriate for stealing somebody else's money. And for that there is Shastra, right? So they have to look, okay, what the Shastra says. Shastra Drishtya Avalokayanti. When they are discussing about that, Tavat Dharma Buddhina tat shamikotaram vanni bhojya dravyaihi pariveshtya vannina sandhipitam. Tavat, then Dharma Buddhina, by Dharma Buddhi, that shamikotaram, that cavity that was there in the vriksha, vanni bhojya dravyaihi pariveshtya, it was surround, it was so immediately he put around that vanni kotara a lot of vanni bhojya dravya, so the easily burnable, combustible substances. So he surrounded that Shami Kotara, dried twigs and all that he collected, and immediately he set it to fire. He lighted it. Vannina Sandeepitam. Atha Jwalati Tasmin Shami Kotare. So then, when the Kotara burned, Ardhadagdha Shariraha, so with a half burnt body, Sputite Kshanaha, whose eyes had come out, Karunam Paridevayan, and wailing. Okay, so wailing out of pain, Karunam Paridevayan, very, very letting out a compassionate cry. Papa Buddhi Pita Nischakrama, Papa Buddhi's father came out. Tataha cha taihi sarvaihi prishtaha, and then he was asked by everyone, Ho, Kimidam, what is this? Ityukte idam sarvam kukrityam papa buddhehe karana jatamityuktva mritaha. Tataste rajapurushaha papa buddhim shamishakhayam pratilambya dharma buddhim prashasya idamuchuhu aho sadhvidam uchyate. Yukte, then idam sarvam kukrityam, all this kukritya, bad things, whatever bad thing has happened now, Papa Buddhehe karanat jatam. Everything has happened because of Papa Buddhi. Idyuktva mritaha. Saying this, he died on the spot. Tataha te Rajapurushaha. Immediately those Rajapurushas Papa Buddhim Shamishakhayam pratilambya Dharma Buddhim prashasya idamuchuhu. Immediately they hung Papa Buddhi from the very same Shamishakha. That's all, he had to die. And praised Dharma Buddhi and told this. Upayam chintayet pragnyas-tatha payancha chintayet pashyato bakamurkhasya nakulena hatabakaha. Upayam chintayet pragnyas-tatha payancha chintayet pashyato bakamurkhasya nakulena hatabakaha. Upayam chintayet prajnaha tatha apayam cha chintayet pashyataha bakamurkhasya nakulena hataha bakaha. So prajnaha upayam chintayet. So a wise man should think of a remedy. Okay. Tatha apayamapi chintayet. And when thinking about the remedy, he should also think about the risks that are associated with that remedy. Right? That is very important. Not that you do something. Okay. You have found out a remedy without analyzing the risks that are associated with the upaya that you have thought about. If you are going to hastily get into implementing that strategy, you are going to miserably fail, like this Papa Buddhi, and also like the baka, like the crane that lost its sons. Okay, Sutaha, Bakaha. Oh, I think there are two pathas. I have taken Baka for the shloka. So, sorry, I think I have to correct the Anvaya. I'm sorry, I will do it and upload it when I'm uploading the notes. I think there were two versions of the shloka, so I kept this version and I forgot to change the Anvaya. All right. Pashyataha bakamurkhasya nakulena bakaha hataha. So, bakamurkhasya pashyataha eva. When this baka, right in front of the eyes of this foolish, stupid crane, nakulena. So, by kenachit nakulena, by a mongoose. Bakaha hataha. Right in front of this crane's eyes, other cranes were killed. They were finished off by this mongoose. So they say. So in this story, very important thing is that we see the lesson at the end, that these dharmadhikaris say they do not praise the virtue of dharma buddhi. Panchatantra does not tell us that Dharma Buddhi won the case because of being Dharma Buddhi. Okay. He won the case because he was able to think on his feet. He was very quick to save himself. That is why he won. Okay. So it does not say that Papa Buddhi died because of Papa Buddhi and Dharma Buddhi survived because of being a very straightforward and a virtuous man. That was not the reason. It says, even the dharmadhikaris finally say this. They say, upayam chintayet prajnaha. Okay, so this Papa Buddhi is a Vyartha Pandita, just like Karataka mentioned at the beginning. He does not know. He might have picked up a few skills here and there, but he does not know how to use them, where to use them. He's totally unaware about it. Okay, so this Papa Buddhi did come out with this upaya of hiding, requesting his father and getting him to hide under in the cavity that was present in the tree. That was all fine. But what were the risks that were associated with that? What were the chances that he had been found out? Could anyone have done this? He did not think about all this, and that is why he perished. Okay, that is what Panchatantra wants to tell us. But we have to understand that this is why Panchatantra is not a moral text. Okay, it is not a text that tries to do vichara of dharma. It tries to do vichara of niti, what works in the world. Okay, what is to be done in the world. It is not against dharma. Okay, in fact, we can see that in all the stories that we have seen so far, it does not paint a picture of a world where the evil wins. Okay, using its strategies. Okay, it only paints a picture of the world where there is a potential for evil in this world, and if one is oblivious of that and continues to say that no, I am a dharmavan, nothing will happen to me. So saying, Dharma Buddhi did not trust the Vanadevata, and he did not just sit down, he did not retire. So a retired attitude is not encouraged by Panchatantra. So Panchatantra says that one has to do one's part. That is why everywhere it insists upon udyoga. Udyoginam purushasimham upaiti lakshmihi, it says. Daivena deyamiti kapurusha vadanti. So it is only spineless men who look up to Daiva and just retire, and they do not put any active effort on the ground. Okay? That kind of an attitude is not to be had, is what Panchatantra says. That is why Dharma Buddhi wins over. Yes, but then he wins because of his quick thinking. So that is important, is what the story says. It does not say that even though the names Dharma Buddhi, Papa Buddhi, one might tend to think that Dharma Buddhi, okay, because he had Dharma Chintana, he won. No, it very specifically it has such names, but then the lesson that comes at the end is a bit different. So it says that one has to be very, very, very aware, because the world is a place where there is potential for evil. Obviously, Panchatantra does not want evil to win. Okay, but it says by giving us different scenarios where there is a potential for the evil to manifest and kill the person who is actually doing good, just because he does not if he resigns everything to fate, it will not be nice. He has to take things up in his hand and play his part. So that is what it emphasizes in this story as well. So there is one more very, very short story. I think we can finish that. It is hard. Murkha Baka Akula Katha. So Dharma Buddhi asks, okay, Dharma Buddhi praha kathamet. So this story is narrated by the Dharmadhikaris. Asti kasminschid vanodeshe bahubaka sanatho vatapadapaha. There is a question. Word for risk, apaya. Apaya is risk. Okay. So maybe Dharma Buddhi recognized the voice of the father. Yeah, but he did not. Okay. So they were close friends. Yeah, that could have also been possible. But anyway, he figures out another way. I think he is too devastated. Okay, when this such a long time friend of his betrays him. So he does not think about all that, directly goes and sets fire. So, Asti kasmamschid vanodeshe bahubaka sanatho vatapadapaha. तस्य कोटरे कृष्णसर्पः प्रतिवसति स्म। स च बकबालकान् अजातपक्षान् अपि सदैव भक्षयन् कालं नयति। अथैको बकस्तेन भक्षितान्यपत्यानि दृष्ट्वा शिशुवैराग्यात् सरस्तीरमासाद्य बाष्पपूरितनयनो अधोमुखस्तिष्ठति। तञ्च तादृक्चेष्टितमवलोक्य कुलीरकः प्रोवाच, माम किमेवं रुद्यते भवताद्य। अस्ति तस्मिंश्चित् वन उद्देशे बहुबकसनाथः वटपादपः। तस्य कोटरे कृष्णसर्पः प्रतिवसति स्म। सः च बकबालकान् अजातपक्षान् अपि सदैव भक्षयन् कालं नयति। अथ एको बकः तेन भक्षितानि अपत्यानि दृष्ट्वा शिशुवैराग्यात् सरस्तीरम् आसाद्य बाष्पपूरितनयनः अधोमुखः तिष्ठति। तं च तादृक्चेष्टितम् अवलोक्य कुलीरकः प्रोवाच, माम किम् एवं रुद्यते भवता अद्य। So in a certain forest, there is a vatapadapa, there is a vatavriksha, there is a banyan tree which has a lot of cranes. Bahubaka yuktaha kaschana vatapadapaha padapaha vartate. Tasya kotare Krishna sarpaha vasati. So in its cavity, there is a Krishna sarpa, that is the black serpent lives in the cavity of that tree. Sacha baka balakan ajata pakshan api sadaiva bhakshayan kalam nayati. So how does this Krishna Sarpa's regular affair is that it feeds on the young ones of cranes. Baka Balakan, Ajata Pakshan, they have not got their wings yet, so they cannot fly and save themselves. Tadrishan Ajata Pakshan Baka Balakan Bhakshayati. Sadaiva Bhakshayati. It's an everyday affair. Athaikaha bakaha, and from among them a certain baka, tena bhakshitani apatyani drishtva, by seeing his own children being eaten up by this snake, Shishu Vairagya. So it was deeply devastated, and it was so it got a deep Vairagya. It was very, it had developed a resigned attitude. Sarastiram asadya bashpa purita nayanaha. So he comes to the Sarastira and bashpa purita nayanaha. So his eyes are filled with tears and he hangs his head down and stands there. Tamcha tadrikcheshtitam avalokya. Seeing him in this condition, kulirakaha. So a certain crab asked him, Mama, why are you crying like this today? Adya kim evam rudyate bhavata. Kulirakaha pritchati. Sa aha bhadra kim karomi mama mandabhagyasya balakaha kotara nivasina sarpena bhakshitaha tad dukkha dukkhitoham rodimi tat kathaya me yadyasti kaschidupayas tad vinashaya tad akarnya kulirakas chintayamasa ayam tavad asmat sahajavairi tathopadesham prayachhami satyanritam yatha anyepi bakas sarve sankshayam ayanti uktancha saha aha Bhadra kim karomi. What can I do, dear? Mama mandabhagyasya. So to me, the one with an ill fortune, Mama balakaha, my sons, kotara nivasina sarpena bhakshitaha, they have been eaten up by this sarpa who lives in the kotara of the tree. So tad dukkha dukkhitaha, I am sad because of having lost them. That sadness is causing sadness to me, and that is why I am crying. Tad kathaya me yadyasti kaschid upayaha tad vinashaya. So tell me if there is some upaya by which I can kill the snake, I can finish off the snake. Tad akaranya kulirakas chintayamasa. So listening to this, the crab thinks, ayam tavad asmat sahajavairi. So this crane is our natural enemy. Okay, sahajavairi vartate. So tathopadesham prayachhami satyanritam. So I shall give an upadesha which has both truth and untruth in such a way that anyepi bakaha sarve sankshayam ayanti, in such a way that all the bakas are somehow killed, somehow they get destroyed. Vai navanita samam vanim kritva chittam tu nirdayam tatha prabodhyate shatru sanvayo mriyate yatha. Navanita samam vanim krutva chittam tu nirdayam tatha prabodhyate shatrus sanvayo mriyate yatha. Navanita samam vanim krutva chittam tu nirdayam tatha prabodhyate shatruhu sa anvayaha mriyate yatha. Vanim navanita samam chittam tu nirdayam krutva. So having made your speech as soft and sweet as the butter, as sweet, as soft like butter. Butter is not sweet. Navanita samam mridu krutva. Okay, so you make your speech very, very, very soft. Chittam tu nirdayam krutva, and having made your heart devoid of any compassion. Tatha prabodhyate. So Shatruhu, when you're advising the Shatru, he is to be advised in such a way that Anvayaha Shatruhu mriyate, that the Shatru perishes with all his family. Anvaya is family. Okay, so that he perishes off along with his descendants. Ahacha. And he told, Kuliraka says, Mama, yadyevam tan matsyamamsa khandani nakulasya biladwarat sarpakotaram yavat prakshipa yatha nakulastan margena gatva tam dushta sarpam vinashayati. Atha tathanusthite matsyamamsa anusarina nakulena tam krishna sarpam nihatyate tad vrikshashrayas sarve bakascha shanaish shanair bakshitaha ato vayam brumaha upayam chintayediti. Ahaja. And Kuliraka gives this advice, Mama, yadyevam, this is so, tan matsya mamsa khandani nakulasya biladwarat sarpakotaram yavat prakshipa. So you scatter pieces of matsya mamsa, okay, the fish, the flesh of fishes. Matsya mamsa khandani nakulasya biladwarat. So starting from the place where the mongoose is residing, tasya dwarat arabhya sarpakotaram yavat, until the place where this sarpa is residing, his kotara. Till then you just scatter pieces of matsya mamsa, and then you see what happens. Tanmargena gatva tam dushta sarpam saha vinashayati. So tracing that, okay, so it will keep gobbling pieces of the fish's flesh, and he will come, and the mongoose, as it is a natural vairi of the snake, he will finish the snake as well. Tathanusthite. But then what happens when done? So crane takes the advice of the crab. Matsya mamsa anusarina nakulena tam krishna sarpam nihatya tepi tad vrikshashrayas sarve bakascha shanaish shanair bakshita. It not only consumed the snake nakulena by that mongoose, tam krishna sarpam nihatya, after killing that krishna sarpa, tad vrikshashrayaha sarve bakahacha, all the bakas that had taken refuge in that tree, they were also slowly finished off. That is why we are telling dharma buddhe upayam chintayet prajnaha tathapayam cha chintayet. And you should also think about the risks that are associated with adopting a particular strategy. A very short story. And then Karatakas and Damanakas dialogue continues, which we shall see in the next week. Are there any questions? Yes, Mahoday.
Namaskar, Bhagini. Sitamaha atra dhatuh kaha?
Sad is the dhatu. Becomes sidati. I think sad is the dhatu. Yes, sad is to lose, to become lazy, has different arthas.
Yes. Then one more doubt I had. This talking about siksha, the story we came across something like something fundamentally cannot be changed in a blank slate, something like that you were saying. No? So there should be something present, then only that can be
yes, that is what. So at least in this context, that was mentioned, right? That sadhuho gunavardhanam kriyate shikshaya, something like that, right?
Yeah, but then
So,
I was not able to reconcile how it aligns with the main grain of Panchatantra Upadesha, because these three princes were supposed to be devoid of any knowledge. They were almost like clean slates, if I understood correctly. So,
okay, that's true. But see, even then, I would say that see, that is why we can also think in this manner that the entire Panchatantra, he says that he has explicitly crafted this in such a way so that those dullards may grasp it, right? So it is written in such a way that it is possible for them to take up the Sara. Okay. So it does not is capable of grasping something that a Pandita may grasp, right? So Panchatantra is a very, very easy to read text for this person, right? For these Amara Shakti's three sons, whatever, I forgot their names. So it is for them. That is why it is written like this. Otherwise, why not take up Chanakya Niti and start teaching them? Right. It is something that I just thought about that.
okay. I was just thinking how it deals with the.
But then I think, see, all our granthas, Mahodaya, I think they all are extremely conservative to try to. So every idea, every conservative idea that we have heard of, and we always have a conflict in the modern times, and I think we always try to look for modern ideas in our ancient texts. But as far as my opinion is concerned, I think that they are not reconcilable at all. So there is no space for modern ideas in the traditional texts. Any text you take for that matter, it is very, very conservative. And it is so because the view of the tradition is that conservatism works. And that's why it gives that idea. So I think it is a very important responsibility on the part of the readers to not look for modern ideas in the text. Okay, and just to try to see what the text itself is trying to convey.
Okay, nice. Then one more thing, the other day we came across the word kabandam. Kabandam. So there is a Ragumsa Shloka 7.51, which uses this. It is given in Optay dictionary also.
Okay.
It says a soldier who was killed by the enemy.
Okay.
Immediately a soldier who was killed in the war by an enemy, he immediately attains Deva Padavi, and his Vimana also gets ready. So he gets into the Vimana and he is accompanied there by an Apsaras.
Okay.
And even as he is about to take off, he is seeing his Kabandam dancing on the floor.
Okay.
So I think the poet is trying to say here that the Veera Maranam is such that
immediately it grants Swarga Padavi.
Swarga Padavi.
Okay.
It looks a bit of a Bibhatsarasa, but anyway.
Thank you for sharing, Mahodaya. Interesting
nice.
verse.
It is verse number 751. There is one more verse on 12.49 also on this. I just thought I will share this. Thank you, ma'am. Nice of you. Thank you. Okay.
Vijay Mahodaya.
Yes, I'm noticing that in this section now, we are seeing that it is Karataka who is now being shown as the wiser person. Until now, we were shown Damanaka as being the smart person who was doing a lot of things. So now
yes. Now is the time for Karataka to rebuke his ways. Okay. Yes, but then of course we have not reached the climax yet. So,
so we see a big change in the whole, whole structure now.
It's just that now the Karataka has the chance because, see, I think Karataka again is, as we have mentioned earlier, he is more conservative. So he was not very supportive of Damanaka from the beginning. But then finally, when Damanaka said, tried to convince him in different ways, he said, okay, fine, let me see what you do. But now that he has seen that because of Damanaka's strategy, his master's life is in trouble. Now he has a strong evidence. So earlier, he of course had his conservative thoughts, but he did not have anything more concrete to offer to Damanaka as proof. Probably that is why he was a bit hesitant and he did not know. He could not confront Damanaka, but then now he seems to have the evidence, and that is why he is coming out more strong.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Thank you, Vaanara. It's 8:10, so we can close here and continue in the next class. We will meet on Tuesday. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavada.